Hey everybody, it's T-Man. We back again, broski, with our favorite YouTuber, JasonBlaha, to make reaction videos about. Anyways, so we're gonna make a reaction video to the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, JasonBlaha. So in this video, we're gonna talk about Blaha says conjugate training, dynamic effort, bench press day. So how conjugate training shrinks this type of training that Blaha does makes you weak. It shrinks your back, it shrinks your chest, and it makes you very weak. Yeah.
It's JasonBlaha here, and once again it is time for a dynamic effort bench press day. If you guys...
So here's the perfect exercise that will never grow your back by using your arms instead of using your back. So keep using your arms. That will actually shrink the sarcomeres in series because you keep using your arms, so they're overtrained. That'll shrink them because he's lifting them concentrically all the time. And his back is never getting worked. So basically just ass cheek squeezing and actually shrinking. That's why he's complaining why he has small arms. They're never growing because they've shrunk so much. The sarcomeres, they're already beyond shrinking anymore. So, I mean, yeah, at this point.
Will please click like on this video.
So yeah, this is the perfect exercise if you want to get a small, if you don't want to build anything in your back and shrink your arms at the same time. This is it. And most likely this is probably shrinking his back as well. So yeah.
Subscribe or follow me if you aren't already, and drop me a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get over to the training. I've been trying to always warm up.
Like I said, concentric exercise is associated with a loss of sarcomere in series, and that's what he's doing here. He's contributing to the loss of the sarcomere in series. How about that? Isn't that funny? I thought it was all about building muscle, but in him, whatever the hell he's doing here, I have no idea. But he's just shrinking his muscle. Okay.
With a back exercise, usually seal rows before I do any benching, whether it's speed or max.
Oh darn, I forgot. The steroids are preserving him. He's lucky. He's lucky because if he was natural doing this, he definitely would be a lot smaller now than ever. But because he's on steroids, it's preserving him. I don't know.
Effort. We PR'd this today. So, I mean, again, last time I got up to where I did 12s.
Max effort, he PR'd this? Okay.
With 205. And keep in mind, my record so far has been, I think, 8 reps one time with 225.
Okay.
So I got 10 reps real easy with 215. I went up 10 pounds. It's like I knew I had reps left. I'm like, let's just go to 225, right?
Yeah.
Let's just go to 225. And I managed to get 2 sets of 10.
Yes, let's go to 225 so we can shrink them even more. Yes, and get smaller. Okay.
They were hard.
And get weaker.
I did not feel like I had another rep left on these. These felt like 10 rep maxes, and I know that last rep looks fast, but I'm telling you guys.
I mean, think about it.
Challenge. Watch me as.
But I'm also looking.
So think about it. If you're adapted to your exercises and you're no longer getting any more damage in these muscles to grow more of these sarcomeres and parallel series, whatever, myofibular growth, what exactly happens if you come in often and you lift? What do you think happens to the muscle? You keep lifting and lifting and lifting it. You lose muscle when you lift. Consistently lifting, you shrink. But because you're eating carbohydrates, you're blowing up the sarcoplasm. So you really can't really see it. Most people, they just can't really visualize it. They really never get strong. And then you get these poor saps, these poor slaves. They start taking up like powerlifting. So they take up powerlifting and they think, well, I got to get strong. I got to get strong. Well, they take up powerlifting and they still stay kind of small. You know what I mean? Not to say that the deadlift is probably the best exercise they do there, because of course it's always in the eccentric. You got to pull up a heavy weight, right? There's going to be some like fiber splitting there, right? Not a lot.
Going, man, so what happens if we get these up to 12s? So I feel like my middle and upper back strength is improving dramatically. I'm really happy with that. Everything was pretty well PRs today from what I normally have been doing lately. So I'm really happy about that.
That's why you notice what do you call it? These power lifters, they have poor leg development, but their upper body is a little bit more quite developed. Is, I don't know what you developed. I mean, it's kind of developed, okay, but not their legs. And you're probably wondering, why is that? Well, they do initiate the lift with their legs concentrically, so there's no growth there at all. But because their arms are in an eccentric, you know, it's in the eccentric part, it's holding the weight down, but they're pulling at the same time while they're using their legs to go up. So, I mean, that weight obviously is heavy. So gravity's trying to pull that weight back down. And so that's causing a massive stretch on their arms, shoulders, back area, whatever. You get the idea. Yada, yada, yada. So do they get some fiber splitting? Yes. But again, if they work through it, they get forks and they actually kill it. It becomes apoptotic. It depends. There's some crazy people that will work in a damaged state, which is insane.
Feel like this closed grip bench is going to come up real quick based on everything today. The speed work.
Oh yeah, speed work.
The speed work was super good today.
What speed work? I haven't seen any speed work. What's a speed work? What are you doing speed work for? What do you want to get better at moving these weights faster?
The first set, though, I messed it up. I forgot to rack it at the third rep, and it came back down, so I had to do another rep.
So this is a great exercise to shrink your chest. Just keep doing this every day, every single day. Come in like Blaha 6-7 days a week in the garage. Just bench like him every single day, whatever he's doing here, and I guarantee you will definitely be. This is associated with a loss of sarcomere series. We're pro.
I did these with 30 seconds break. They felt powerful. Look, I've been using 50 pounds of chains. I used 50 pounds of bands today. I'm going to run a band wave. This felt really good, like I felt.
The problem with Concentric, you know, he tries to convince you that Concentric builds muscles when in fact it shrinks muscles. It doesn't build anything because there's no damage. If there's no damage, it can't build anything there. See what I mean? You can't build anything in parallel or in series. And in fact, in series, it's shrinking it because the weight is coming down concentrically. So it shrinks them. And what it does is it aligns these muscles when they're in that, whatever you want to call it, that ass cheek squeezing part. It just aligns them in parallel. But the series, there's no series, bro. It's just it shrinks it.
In my zone, I felt.
That's why eccentric exercise is dangerous for these concentric lifters, because these exercises are all associated with a loss of muscle. There's no muscle growth.
Aggressive. I felt the bar speed was really good. So I feel like this band work, even though bands are usually harder, felt better. Right? So I think I'm definitely going to run bands for this whole wave for deadlifts and squats also. I'm actually thinking of dropping the box out and just dropping into deep squats using my ideal stance, the stances I know I'm strongest with, and literally just turning my speed squats into back squats. Because I love box squats, but I could also make the case that the sitting way back on the box might be a little better for a quit. But look at how these are moving here. Okay, this I'm happy with. And we're right within where we want to be on the percentages for speed work, but the first couple sets it moved good, and then it got faster and faster and faster, and I just knocked these out just over and over. Like I turned the camera off.
Just keep doing that, and it'll guarantee to shrink your muscles. That's why Blaha's not building any muscle. I guess people haven't figured out why Blaha's not building any muscle. He's bodybuilding, right? Why isn't he building muscles? And he's on steroids. Well, the good thing, the reason why is because, well, he's not taking that much steroids for sure. But because this is associated with a loss of muscle.
For about 15 seconds each time that I ran over went again. Everything got tight as I went. Everything just felt better and better and better. All that clicking I've been getting kind of in the upper chest and the shoulder.
Rubber bands. He's using rubber bands. My God.
Is going away now that I took the dips out too, along with the wide grip stuff. And now I'm just hammering dumbbells. I'm going to hammer incline really hard. But I feel like dumbbells, lots of closed grip benching. I'm going to work in some closed grip incline, I think, here soon. The shoulders are starting to do better. So I think we need to get back to what I used to do, which was all just closed grip benching. Like I said, I focused on it for 10 years, hit a 365 flat back. We're going to get back to that at a lighter body weight, leaner, keep recompositioning. I also feel like today, a lot of the cramping I've been getting has gone. So a lot of times I run really low sodium because of my veneers, but I'm like, look, if I keep my potassium high, I make sure my blood pressure, everything is in check. I've been salting up really heavy, and noticeably, I really didn't gain any weight from it. So I'm carved up.
He's salting up. He's carbed up. He hasn't lost any weight from. What is he yammering about? Going on about?
I'm salted up, and I'm not any heavier than I was on low carb, so that's been interesting. I'm also.
He has never grown ever because he's a concentric lifter, and it's associated with a loss of muscle. He's just like a balloon. He's blowing up like a balloon. It's glycogen. He eats tofu and fake food.
Noticing, again, I feel like it's going to improve performance. I'm noticing I don't get any of the cramping post-workout, like in the hamstrings or even the triceps from all the band work.
Whatever.
And medically, I've needed to keep salt low with Meniere's disease most of the time. But
salt low? Humans should not be eating any salt. It fucking destroys your progenitor cells, your stem cells. You're not supposed to be eating any salt. That's why humans have this problem with high blood pressure and whatever else, and all these other problems, sodium. No, you're not supposed to be eating salt. It's very bad, especially if you're building muscle. You want to stay away from any salt. This is ridiculous, man. I don't know. Blaha's really out to lunch.
Seem to be doing okay with it now. I've found a good balance with it.
A good balance?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be eating salt. Listen, Matt, we're hunters. We hunt. We eat animals. Whatever's in that animal, we eat whatever's in that meat, in those organs and meat and blood. You do not eat salt as a human. No salt.
Being fully hydrated.
They
Right.
put salt in everything because they want to addict you. Salt is an addiction. It's a thing to addict you to this food. They put sugar, salt, they mix it in there, scramble it around. They sell you these foods with all this sugar and salt. That's to that's the addiction. Like the pizza, they make it very salty. Some parts are sweet and some parts are very salty. That's to addict you. That's the addiction.
Being fully hydrated. I feel like I look thick. Like we're getting thick. I mean,
He feels he looks thick. If you look thick, people would have told you look thick. You don't look thick.
and I'm going to have to keep getting leaner, so I'm going to recomp at this weight. But the speed
He's going to have to keep getting leaner? Jesus.
like, look at all this. I was really happy with it today. It moved fast. Those bands felt really, really good.
He's not a fucking man. He's getting leaner. He's admitting he's fat. Christ.
I felt nothing but chest. So people are like, what about? No, I felt nothing but pecs. But I'm going to keep building my triceps because my triceps are
I love this. I'm going to keep building my triceps even though eccentric exercise shrinks them. It's associated with a loss of muscle, sarcomeres. Oh, shit. This is great.
really give me that close grip bench.
Wow, this is intelligent lifting. Intelligent lifting. Let me lift so I can be associated with a loss of sarcomere and series. Yes, the more I lift, the more I shrink these muscles. I get them shorter and smaller. Yeah. Okay, this is intelligent. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I had someone tell me before, another coach, all you're doing is overtraining your tricep.
This guy he claims he has a high IQ. Huh, I guess that's part of the high IQ.
With bands, but then I hit a 365 close grip. So, who cares? So after
Blaha just looks fat. He doesn't look hard. He looks soft. He looks soft and fat. And he trains every day in the garage, which he is a performing endurance slave. Bro, get it, man.
afterwards, I'm like, let's run over, let's do some incline dumbbells. I use 75 instead of 70 today, it's just different handles. And I'm like, well, let's just not even worry about pauses. Let's just get the deep stretch. Okay, just go for a stretch reflex on these. Stretch. And it lit my pecs up really good. I felt plenty of chest, all upper chest, but definitely the lower chest. So I feel these only in the chest also. Felt like, let's get in, let's work.
Yeah, what you're feeling there in the chest is a loss of muscle. That's what he's feeling there by doing this. Yeah.
Really pump that chest up. And I managed to get 13 reps of
See,
them.
and then it does the opposite. When it loses the muscle, he pumps it up. Get it? He pumps it up like a bicycle pump. It's exactly what he said.
Now with 70s, I was getting 12s, trying to do a brief pause. And I'm like,
See, as these lifters, they lose these muscle fibers, they start shrinking. what happens is they start moving for the pump instead. They pump their muscles up. Get it? Yeah, they pump up really fast. See, here's the difference. When you're really building myofibrillar growth, that takes, you know, to see it visually and everything, and that takes quite a while for it to grow up, right? You know what I mean? But this, you know, pumping up your muscles like a bicycle pump, you know, the sarcoplasm, well, that can happen fast, rapidly. I mean, wow, it's crazy. But does sarcoplasmic hypertrophy make you physically stronger? No, because it's not based on myofibrillar growth, so you're not strong. Get it? Well, you are better at lifting. I mean, he's getting better at lifting, I guess, these weights. You want to come in, you know, just like anything that you do in life, going to the factory, practicing at the factory, building things, moving things, whatever. You get better at doing them, yeah. Just like Blaha, he got better at moving these weights around in the garage. Get it? In this factory called the garage.
Man, I went up 5 pounds per side, picked up another rep, just
sure.
chasing that stretch reflex.
Stretch reflex, yes.
Felt good, felt a really good pump in there. I want to work in.
See, felt good, felt a really good sarcoplasmic pump. Okay. I should start calling that sarcoplasmic pump. Yeah.
Some barbell incline coming up. I'm thinking maybe on max effort day. But I think I like the high rep dumbbells here on speed day. I really like them a lot. So I want to work in some closed grip incline, I think, after my closed grip.
I don't know what I should call him in this video. Pump slave, sarcoplasmic pump slave.
On max effort and try to get that up. But the thing is, I have to set my ego to the side. If I'm not going to max on it, I can't be going, oh, let's try to get some.
He has to set his ego aside? What?
Bars. It's like, no. I need to build muscle with it. So
he needs to build muscle with it? Why are you telling us you have to build muscle? Just go and build it. Show us how you build muscle.
I'm going to max on it. You know what I mean?
How is muscle built, Blaha? You said in your other video that eccentric exercise is not associated with building muscle. So how is muscle built? Concentrically? Concentric builds muscle? How does concentric build muscle? Could you explain it to us, please? I'd love to know how concentric lifting builds muscles.
I need to be trying to hit 10 plus reps. Like all this stuff today, everything was 12 plus other than the seal rows. Which were 10s. But yeah, happy with this today. I mean, these went really good. Again, felt a really good amount of chest activation. Like I tell you guys too, this is not an ego lift. If you can't get these dumbbells into position.
This is not an ego lift? What do you mean ego lift? This doesn't look like anything.
And back down yourself. They're too heavy. This is an extra.
Look how skinny his arms are. You can barely see them in here. Look how tiny they are. They look like stick arms going up and down. And his chest and his stomach area. This looks weird in his legs.
Besides, we should be chasing a stretch. We should be chasing a pump. And a lot of people are not going to like.
You should be chasing not the stretch, but you should be chasing the pump? What? Oh.
What I'm doing with the trainer, like, man, there's a lot of volume, a lot of rep work, a lot of accessory. It is because I don't care about it being heavy. I have maxes, guys. I mean, I hit a 500-pound good morning last week.
Okay.
I did a 320 closed grip last week. This week, everything was like chains and bands, so stuff was harder.
Right, Blaha,
but,
yes.
We're going heavy enough, guys. That is our heavy work. And then we use the speed work to dial the technique in. And get the power up, and then it's just pump, build all the muscles, hypertrophy. Think like a body.
Just pump up. Think like a bodybuilder. Which bodybuilder? Real bodybuilders or the fake ones on steroids that pretend they're bodybuilders? Just think like a bodybuilder. Just get pumped. Just pump up. Yeah, okay.
Bodybuilder. So I decided let's go ahead and get some extra upper back work in here because I feel like that's coming along really strong. So I use those same dumbbells.
I love this. He's just using his arms. He goes like this. He's ass cheek squeezing, and then he's ass cheek squeezing here. That's why his arms are so small, because this is associated with a loss of these muscles. And then he's always stretching them on the bar. Then he's doing all this other stuff. And then what does he do? He goes back to concentric lifting, and then he's shrinking his arms again. They will never grow, and he'll make the excuse that he didn't work them. That's why they're not big or some bullshit. No, because he uses his arms in all the exercises, so they shrink. Look.
Normally I've been doing
See? What's he using here? His arms. Now watch the arms bend back out.
Look. Heavier. I've actually hit like 13 or 14 the other day.
He's just using his arms.
After doing 12s, but I managed to get 12, and then like 10 on this, so I'm happy with that because it's a heavier dumbbell, and I hit the PR on the seal row.
Look, he's just rowing his arms. He's not doing his back. He's pretending.
So yeah, I'm happy with this. So again, this is going to be my upper back work.
Yeah, I call this the pretend row. This is the pretend row. This is how you shrink your arms. You see that? And your shoulder, man, you're just shrinking your muscles. You're doing this concentrically. It's just shrinking.
All this will get the rear delts. And I'm not even worried about shoulders. I'm doing lots of incline.
This will get the rear delts? This is not going to get the rear delts, dude. What are you talking about?
Work. I can do some front raises for shoulders. We're good.
No.
So really though, upper back triceps. And I feel like I don't need to focus on a lot of other chest work. I'm doing the benching. I'm doing the incline stuff. Let's just hammer triceps. Going to really be the focus, and obviously we're going to work all these other things. We do some chest work. That's why we're doing the incline. Even the closed grip bench works chest, and I feel mostly chest. Even on rep work on the closed grip bench, those tens, for me, that's just a pec exercise. But triceps tend to limit my ability to lock a heavy closed grip. So we're going to double down. All right, here's what I did today. Here's what I've always said. I have a love-hate relationship with skull crushers. Now, this is something I said before a long time ago. I'm like, arguably, we know skull crushers are probably the best tricep exercise. They straight up are. Bodybuilders show it. It's that they beat our elbows up. That's why we need the band work. That's why I do the...
No, they're only good in the eccentric if you know how to use them. But there are better ways. See, these small muscle groups, that's why they have cables. They have heavy weights on the cables. You could do full stack. You can do full stacks if you're doing eccentric exercise for what people call accessory work, but it's not accessory work. They're just smaller groups of muscles. But you can work them astronomically heavy to get them damaged so they could come back bigger and stronger. See what I mean? Look, people bench heavy. They do dumbbells heavy, right? But these small groups of muscles like triceps, people usually use like push downs, cables, but they don't know how to use them properly. See what I mean? Some things require specificity when you're moving, when you're lifting, like your shoulder. It cannot, like taking a dumbbell is difficult to get the shoulder damaged if you're flying from the side because it's always isometric, concentric. But if you're using a cable machine, you can use a whole stack and you literally are using the shoulder in its, how should I put it? And it's a short range of motion, but you're coming all the way across from the other side of your body and your shoulder is pulling up. See what I mean? You're not using your arm to fly. Your arm is holding the handle, and it's stretching the shoulder. It's coming back and forth. It's coming across your body from one end to the other end. Now it's an eccentric, and then it still is an eccentric without being concentric. Concentric, isometric, concentric. It is now eccentric, and then it comes to isometric, and it stops there because the range of motion is short in the shoulder, so it's always in the eccentric, and then that weight on the cable pulls it back all the way across your body, and then you get your shoulder to drag it all the way back again. That's why it's an eccentric exercise. So, but people that fly the weight from the side of their body, it's isometric, concentric. So concentric doesn't do anything other than shrink your muscles. It will shrink your shoulders. It does the opposite. People don't even realize that. They don't even understand that concentric exercise shortens their muscles. Actually, it's associated with the loss of Sarcomeres series, bro. Get it?
The ones like the Ripito style ones where those laying extensions, it's not that they're better. Do we really?
Well, because the problem is you're going against gravity. When you go with gravity, there's the damage, and then you also get in parallel and series. See what I mean? So we get strong all around. We get strong force production wise. We get strong in the eccentric, concentric force production. That's why you're more well-rounded when you do eccentric exercise. See what I mean?
Feel more triceps. Sure, we get that little bit of long head. But these hammer everything. Think about that stretch position at the bottom. Like when we go to the face, super, super deep stretch. It's that if we go too heavy, we start hitting under about 10 reps, they tear your tendons up. But I'm also doing all that tendon work. I know that skull crushers like this improve my bench. I've observed it before. So double down on it. Hit them. I'm going to do these. I ramped up each set. I did 15 with 70. Like, okay, that felt good. And I managed to get 15 with 80. I'm like, okay, I can go up to 90. So then I did 90 and got 12. Felt really good. Like, really lit my triceps up. Definitely Definitely felt that lateral head too, which is what I need for benching. But I'm still getting long head there. So that's the thing. It's not like the long head's not being hit. It's an extension. And then we have the press downs coming up. For the press downs though, I did 5 sets. I recorded 5. I only put the first set up on camera. The vlog is 12 minutes long with that in there. Do we really need
Holy shit, this is really getting boring at this point, man. This guy can't stop talking.
another 3 minutes of me doing band press downs? I mean,
This is just, you're watching a guy shrink his muscles concentrically. This is associated with a loss of sarcomere in series, bro. Get it? And you're not building any in parallel because concentric doesn't build it. It doesn't damage it, so it doesn't build it. If it's not damaged, it can't build it. It can't build something if there isn't any damage there. Get it? That's how it adapts.
so I did 10 sets of them this week, but
This is really boring. Come on. What else you got here?
pretty well crushed.
I mean, look what he's doing, swinging this weight up and down. You think this is doing anything? Everything he does goes against gravity. He doesn't go with gravity. So if you're going against gravity, there's no damage. It's associated with a loss of fucking muscle, okay? It shrinks it. This is just stupid lifting. This is why Blaha is the worst of these so-called influencers online. You understand me, man?
Like, let's do our front raises.
This guy needs to get a life, and this is the problem. He put out this monkey program called Ice Cream Fitness, and all these poor saps followed it 5x5, and they all dropped off the planet. They're no longer there on their channels. They gave up. You understand? People give up because you are skating uphill. You understand me? You ever watch Blade in that movie at the end of the movie? What did he say? There's always some fucker that's trying to skate uphill. Yeah, there's always some asshole that's trying to skate uphill, trying to make it up a hill by skating with ice skates on ice. See what I mean? There's always some crazy person up there. That's why all these so-called people in the gym are lifting concentrically, shrinking their muscles, skating uphill, bro. Get in. They can't figure out what's going on. And then they just give up. A lot of them, they give up. Trust me. A lot of people give up. It's just like people running, trying to lose weight, but your body rapidly adapts to protect you because you're running down the street, you're losing weight, but then it stops. You may lose 10 pounds, but then it stops. Becomes difficult. If you didn't want to gain weight to begin with, you shouldn't have ate the slave food diet. But if you want to get rid of the weight, it's really simple. Revert back to a normal diet. But they keep eating the same slave food diet and then they run down the street thinking, I'm going to lose this weight. What? They do everything the opposite. Like this guy, he does the opposite of everything that would build muscle. He's shrinking muscle. He's never building it. That's why he's on steroids. People take steroids because they lift concentrically. It's associated with a loss of muscles, and they're skating uphill. They can't figure out why they're not building, this and that. So they make up all these excuses, and then I have to take steroids because I reached my genetic limit. There's no genetic limit, because if you were to damage muscles, you overcome this so-called genetic limit. It's not a genetic limit, really. You understand me? It needs to be damaged to wake up the progenitor cell. It just means the myostatin hormone is protecting your muscles from building any muscle, but it doesn't build anymore. It only builds through damages in the body. It has to be damaged to build something. It doesn't just like you swing your arms and it just magically appears. You know what I mean? Like magic, what's that fucking Lucky Charms.
I PR'd these.
This is bullshit.
Okay.
He's crazy.
Built up. So last
Didn't build up anything. Quiet.
with all the rowing and the
Stop
incline
talking.
and this stuff, I don't care about.
Stop talking. Stop talking. You're just
So
look
happy
at this
with today's
shit.
workout.
Look at this shit, bro. This too, because he's ass cheek squeezing, that goes with gravity. He's going against gravity, trust me. It's just because he's going in this direction. It's going upward. When he squeezes, it goes upward. So this too is associated with loss of sarcomeres. You understand me? All these fucking bands, people doing everything. It's just ridiculous. I'll see you in the next one. Touch, think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'm tired of this. This is funny. You don't know what I see because I'm an advanced lifter. So when I talk to you in these videos, I'm really talking to you sincerely. I don't tell everything in every single video. See what I mean? I don't let everything go out, but eventually I keep throwing some stuff here and there, here and there, here and there. You know what I mean? But anyways, like, this is just ridiculous. I want you to know that this is associated with a loss of fucking muscle. Okay, dude? Lifting concentrically. That's why people don't understand. That's why people say in powerlifting, I got a stronger, but I didn't get a bigger. And if anything, they shrunk. They shrunk and they couldn't figure it out. You shrink because it's associated going against gravity. Leaving the planet will shrink you. Get it? Landing on a planet's not going to shrink you. But going against it, you're going to shrink. That's why when people go out in space, they fucking shrink. When they land on Earth, they expand because of gravity. Christ. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.